The Rob and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
His own mother slapped the stork that delivered him.
And Kale Hall.
He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserves to have been blackballed.
The Rob and Kale Podcast.
And welcome into the Rob and Kale Podcast. My name is Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us on the program. I want to welcome in my buddy from the upstate. He is, of course, Kale Hall. Kale, what's going on, my friend?
That's Kale, Carolina Jackpot to my friends. Not much. Hope everyone's doing well this Sunday evening. We're getting there. We're about 2 weeks away from the week 0, I guess you call it, of the college football season. 3 weeks away from the regular season action. So, hey, good evening in that. Why do they call it week 0 anyway? Is that officially what it's called, or is that just what we call it here in South Carolina?
I don't know. Like national people are calling it week 0 now.
Yeah,
so there's
that was a high school football term, because
it was like the week they played like jamborees and all that, right?
I guess it was like in the late 90s, maybe here in South Carolina, maybe the early 2000s. They started playing like maybe 10 or 12 games for the whole state 1 week earlier than the rest of the teams started, just to kind of whet the appetite. Now it's not even really special anymore because like half the teams start during week 0, so it's really not even a thing. Now, when I played, there was no such thing. I mean, you started when you started week 1.
That's because you guys had leather helmets.
No, we didn't have leather helmets. We usually that's usually when we started losing. Week 1 because we lost a lot.
That's funny. Let's get our stuff out of the way first. We're going to talk tonight a little bit about South Carolina, and there's a lot of doom and gloom going on right now. But it wasn't a very good 5 days for the program. I think we can say that. But before we get into that, let's shout out to Lisa online. She just dropped her lovely granddaughter off at Clemson today, and a young lady who's overcome a lot. I mean, she had scoliosis and all kinds of stuff, but she's made it to Clemson. She's already got, I think, her associate's degree. A very, very spectacular young lady that's going to rip it up in Tiger Town. But now Lisa's got to go home and be sad that she's not there. So enter the Pick'em contest, Lisa. That will help ease your pain a little bit. Everyone else needs to enter it too from Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. We've got a good amount of people already in the contest, right, Kale?
Yeah, shout out to a couple people over here on YouTube real quick. SCU says was all Pickens County schools we wanted virtual. So they're already ate up with the COVID over there in Pickens County. Not surprised. They're kind of nasty over there. Sorry, no offense, Pickens County dwellers. Nick Marshall eating some jackpot baked spaghetti while watching this. Thumbs up. All right, that's awesome. It's delicious. Fireball says, "What's up, jackpot? Would you go to Pals again?" Without question. In the contest so far, this is who I've got in our contest. Of course, Rob Sanders, Carolina Jackpot, SEC Dog, South Carolina, Nick the Goat, Saban, Bama, number 18, Bulldogs _31501, Clemson Dillon, Chris Rich, James Matthews, Ted McNair, Driller Deep, Ken Bellinger, Ben Simmons, Thomas Cummings, UGA fan for life, Tyrone Quarles, a blast from the past, Kevin Schuler, and Michael Henderson. So almost 20 folks right now. And we're still 3 weeks away, but go ahead and get that stuff on in there, guys.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things to do with that. The Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com is very simple. There are 10 games. We'll pick the first week, 6 games after that. 5 of the biggest games in the country, and one game that is special. It is the Kale Hall special. It will be a special game that Jackpot himself will pick. Some of the past stellar matchups that were part of the Kale Hall special include UMass versus UConn And we had some other ones. I say that may have been one of them.
Akron versus Bowling Green last year. I'm just trying to think of ones we've done in the past. Akron versus Bowling Green, the two worst teams in the MAC. We had Middle Tennessee and Rice, I believe, one time. We've actually had a couple with some decent teams in it. Curtis Shull says East Carolina will be favored against South Carolina. No, they won't, because they're going to get their face kicked off week 1 by Appalachian State. So there's that.
Baylor Man says, what's the preferred method of payment to enter? Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Yeah, and by the way, the link is in the show bio here. You click the link, and it gives you Kale's Cash App, Kale's Venmo. All of that is in the link. Very, very simple.
So, anybody wants to send me a Cash App, go on ahead and do it. You're gonna pop my Cash App cherry. I just downloaded it today because I didn't have it, and I was conversing back and forth with one of the folks last night. Actually, the UGA fan for life who paid me last night via PayPal. He asked me if I had Cash App. He said you should download it. I said okay. I said I'll do that today, and I did. So shout out for that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Jackpot holds on to the money. After the championship week, we will crown a champion. You pick games against the spread. We submit them all. We keep a running scoreboard and then go from there. It's just it's one of the coolest contests you'll enter. It's $20. You get to play all year long. One winner that goes to the whoever takes it home. You get the pot and a T-shirt from our good friend Eddie Hicks, who does some graphics work for us here on the show. Megan said he's about to send a Cash App until you put it that way. Thank you for that, Megan. Don't worry, Georgia fans, we got stuff we got to talk about with you this evening. Supposedly, one of your answers, the young man that transferred from LSU, apparently Eric Gilbert. Is there's rumors that he's not with the program.
Oh my God.
I want to make sure we'll get into that, but I want people to understand if the young man does have some mental issues, I am not mocking him for that. It's sad if something's mentally wrong with you and you got to go somewhere else, then that's fine. I want him to succeed in life and not do anything to hurt himself. But the young man has had issues pretty much where he's gone. So,
this is his third school in like 8 months.
Right. Was that LSU? Went to Florida, but never enrolled in classes.
He wasn't even enrolled there, I don't
think.
This is my thing. I commented on to our buddy TikTok Chess Hall put a little video out on it, and I just said, if he doesn't get his ass back on the team soon, if I was Kirby, I'd just cut ties with the dude. I mean, he's obviously a drama queen, and they got enough talent over there to where it's not going to affect their season really one way or the other. So I would just go ahead and cut that cancer right out of there.
I think they were planning on moving him to wide receiver, but the point is that they've got two basically all-American tight ends anyway. So SEC Dog says, haha, Gilbert is a basket case. Ask LSU fans if you think our SIO from that guy. Nice try. That's pitiful, Rob. I don't know what does the SIO mean, Jackpot? Help me out here.
Shit. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that I said when he transferred from LSU to Florida, if you follow this program, I said
season is over.
I don't think he's just hearing things. I never said that. I said you have two all-American tight ends. I mean, I think SEC Dog just thinks that I just go out to completely rip Georgia. You got a great football team, sir. Got a great football team. I don't know what your problem is. I mean, are you that Napoleonized in yourself that you think, oh my God, we're going to fuck up because that's what we normally do? You have all the talent in the world, so there should be nothing stopping Georgia but Georgia this year. Light years of talent better than anyone on your schedule, man.
Carolina Titan with a good comment over here on YouTube. He says, everyone is having personal issues. What's the world coming to? I mean, it's true. I mean, evidently, or not evidently, eventually, that's what I'm trying to say, everyone has personal issues. I mean, you just got to work through them. Just fucking put your damn big boy britches on and push through it. I mean, god dang. I mean, everybody's fucking running away from shit now. This kid from Kansas ran away. He ran away from Kansas, runs to South Carolina, and then, well, I want to leave because I'm having personal issues. I want to be back home close to my family. Well, man, god dang. I mean, y'all, you didn't just start having personal issues the other day. I mean, you went from this side of the country to here. I mean, it makes zero sense to me. I'm sorry. Just does.
Yeah, SEC Dog probably has. When Georgia loses to Clemson, he'll have those personal issues and not show back up on this program. He'll hit the transfer portal. I mean, that's just the way that it is. Anyway, we do have to thank.
He better get back on this program because he's in that contest. He's going to win it.
Oh, well, I'll take Sweeney Osterine to win over him, and Sweeney Osterine's dumb. Anyway, we've got, of course, Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, tell us some stories, sir, as I open up my daughter's water bottle here.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. Our fan base is the king of doom and gloom. We are worth the 3-9 record we may end up with. Please join our pick'em. My picks are shit. You can mock me. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
Maybe that's from Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Thank you, Dennis, for supporting the program. Jackpot, let's get into the South Carolina stuff. You asked me to pull up a clip from Josh Pate's podcast, which you should be subscribed to. It's called, what is it? Late Kick with Josh Pate. And Late Kick. He was talking about, this is from Friday's podcast, and he was talking about the secondary for South Carolina. Here is what Josh Pate had to say.
The bad news, which I didn't see coming, I don't know where this came from, is Prunty, the corner transfer that they got from Kansas. He's gone. Looks like he's gone. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The secondary is going to be bad this year. I'm not talking about original recipe. I'm talking about extra crispy bad. And so it's just going to have to be something you bite the bullet and deal with. But it's also something that if this coaching staff packages it up and sells it the right way, they can take on the recruiting trail. And I'm never one to advocate for promising playing time. But for all intents and purposes, they can promise playing time to half a dozen defensive backs because they got to load up on them this next cycle. And they're going to be able to point to the TV screen and they're going to be able to say, you see this right now? You're telling me your son or you, if I'm talking to the kid directly, you're telling me you can't come in and compete and win a job here? I think you can. If you think you can, here, sign this. It's a scholarship to play football at South Carolina. So there's some good and some bad there.
Yeah, that's What do you think about that, Jackpot?
Oh, I mean, it's tough to listen to, but yeah, I mean, a lot of kids hit the transfer portal on that in that particular position room. So it is what it is. South Carolina is going to have to get some pressure on the quarterback. They're going to have that pass rush. Going to have that push.
What about some depth? You need some of that there depth.
Yeah, we're going to have some push. We can't have a lack of depth up front, and we're going to have to pressure teams and their quarterback making some mistakes. Yeah, South Carolina's got some offensive weapons. They're going to probably have to end up scoring some I always get my tongue tied. Outscore some teams because they're going to light them up. Teams that we have that can air the ball out, more pro-style passing type teams. So we're going to have some points put up on the scoreboard against us, I'm afraid.
I think that South Carolina will miss Prunty more than Georgia will miss Gilbert. I think they were really counting on Prunty to be that guy that could help shut down half the field. I think Georgia's a great team I think they're better with him because he's a hell of an athlete, but Georgia's going to be fine without Gilbert. I really believe that.
That's valid. Curtis Shaw over on YouTube says, "What's up with Kevin Harris? I think it's more to it." What do you mean there's more to it? He hurt his back. He had a procedure down on his back.
No, I mean, Beamer said he should be fine for week 1. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. I think he's going to be fine. I think that he had that surgery with his back, and then he had to get that healed up and go. I mean, to be honest,
Curtis, is Kevin Harris going to play week 1? And Curtis, JT Daniels has a bum leg, bro. Sure does talk about injuries a lot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Tanner McAllister says Joyner gives the Gamecocks the best chance to win. I told you all yesterday on that little video that I made that I thought that he might go over to the quarterback room, and there we go.
Yeah, well, Beamer said he's taking some
snaps. No depth. They got depth. It's just not great.
Begging Megan with a good comment here. Losing Pickens was far more worse than losing Gilbert. He is exactly right. I think I read a mock draft the other day that has Pickens going in the first round. I mean, a first round wide receiver is what he's projected to be. So, yeah, losing him, I think that he's absolutely right about that. But when it comes back down to it, though, with the Gamecocks secondary having some issues there, Jackpot, a lot of it comes back down to that defensive line, man. And when they're in that 4-2-5, it kind of makes you think, all right, what's the big deal about, you've got that extra nickel back there, but
if he's not any
good, not really a strength, but yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. You're putting more defensive backs on the field, and that's really not a spot where you have strength,
Yeah, well, sometimes there's strength in numbers, I guess. I don't know. Kind of, it's definitely going to be interesting.
There's another.
We'll find a couple of diamonds in the rough back there. Torian Gray's a good secondary coach. I think Clayton White's a good defensive coordinator. I think they'll get these kids ready. They'll identify some talent there. They'll be okay. They're gonna go through. They're gonna have their bumps, and they're gonna give up some points. But I think they're gonna get better as the season goes along.
Izzo down on the bottom there. Jonathan says the 4-2-5 worked well 10 years ago, but now, yeah, and he's right about that. I mean, because that's what Ellis Johnson did. But the defenses that Ellis Johnson had, he had some pretty damn good secondary guys back there for him. I mean, we're talking some Gamecock legends played in that secondary. So,
James Thompson said, "What's okay mean? It means we're only going to give up 7 fucking touchdowns a damn game instead of 8. God damn, we're going to suck. We're going to go 0-12. Jesus fucking Christ, motherfuckers."
Oh man, now you done got Jackpot pissed off.
I want to break his fucking neck.
Easy, James Thompson. Virtual Jackpot's pissed off. Just calm down.
You get him pissed off, and he's gonna get all fucked up again. You're gonna have to take him back to the damn electronics shop like you did last year.
I know. I got to put him back in the shop, and if I put him in the shop, I mean, Lord only knows how long it's going to take them to get him fixed. I mean, he is a rolling machine here, ladies and gentlemen.
Might not be ready for the season. Might not be ready. If we lose to Tennessee, you got to have it cranked up by then. So definitely by mid-season, it's got to be in good form. But it could. You definitely need some.
If you lose to Tennessee, he's already railing about Tennessee already. Exactly, Virtual Kale. Virtual Kale, you've got to calm down, my friend. You got to calm down. Don't let guys like Mr. Thompson get you upset.
I'm mad. I'm just a little bit perturbed.
All right, well, shut the fuck up. We have a podcast to do here, sir. Slow down a little bit, all right? Anyway, we got to talk about another transfer today. I wish that we had the gentleman on from Bluegrass Sports Media that joined us a couple of weeks ago that was telling us Kentucky's going to win 9 games. He's called my Fox Sports show and said that Kentucky is winning 10 games this year. I believe that's what he told me. And all of a sudden, we get it today. And Jackpot, I'll get your opinion on this right now. Joey Gatewood The Auburn transfer said, "Nah, I'm out of here," and he left
He had
Kentucky.
personal problems too.
Yeah.
I think his personal problem. I think his personal problem was that he just sucked.
Well, yeah, maybe his personal problem was you weren't good enough to play quarterback at Kentucky.
Yeah, if you can't be the first string quarterback there, you're probably just you're probably just shut out of luck as far as your quarterback skills go, because they've not exactly been known for having great quarterback play. That was the missing piece, according to all the Kentucky fans all offseason. They've been telling us, we just find the quarterback. We just find ourselves a quarterback. We're going to win. We're winning 10 games guaranteed. Like the Uncle Lou, his little preview on them, and he kind of shares the same opinion I do of that. They think they're winning 10 games this year automatically. There's no way we don't win 10 games. But you've only won 10 games once since 1977. So your average is like 7-5. So what makes you think that? Yeah.
Jackpot, we got a phone caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Gamecock Pop. Half of
What's
the
up,
teams
brother?
who play on the schedule can't even stop the fucking run. They ain't sat the quarterback in 5 years. So what made they think South Carolina is going to be fucked up like that?
You speak Gamecock, Jackpot. Translate.
What? Do what now? What with the? Are you talking about the defensive line? I'm sorry, I didn't even know we had a caller on there until he just said something.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it popped through there, and but caller, what were you saying about? I mean, I'm trying to understand what you were saying there, caller. You're saying that the half the team can't stop the run, and you think that Kevin Harris is going to have a big season. Is that what you're implying there, caller? Oh, caller. Okay, he just hung up, Jackpot. Sorry about that. I think that's where he was going, that half the teams can't stop the run, so Kevin Harris should have a field day.
Somebody asked about drinking Delta, Kale drinking Heineken or Perrier. No, that's Diet Mountain Dew in the little 16-ounce bottles. On sale at Food Line, 4 for $11 this week.
There you go. Anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Megan paid us $10 to make me laugh with that comment. Any chance Gatewood left UK to play DB at South Carolina, Jackpot?
I would take him. Super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, sir. Let's go out to the phones. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. What's up, brother?
What's up? How you guys doing tonight?
Good. Man. What you got for the show?
So I was thinking about this whole Luke Doty situation with South Carolina, and I was like, oh man, season is just like, we're not going to win 6 games to win, to get a bowl bid. But I was reading up on Shane Beamer's, presser about this incident, how this whole doom and gloom, he doesn't want to affect this team. And right off the bat, he says there's 117 guys on this roster that want to win football games, that want to step up. And that really calmed me down for like a lot of reasons, that he wants to keep the mentality of like trying to win football games regardless who is at center, and like there's no I in team. And I really appreciated that from, Shane Beamer going to his first year with like, technically, his starting quarterback, is out. But I really think that on this depth chart, a lot of guys will be able to step up. And who knows? South Carolina can start winning some football games. Like, who knows? Like, and I think it's and also it helps out that the Luke Doty injury is not a season-ending injury, so it's not that bad. If we need this guy to come back into the lineup, it helps. So that's kind of what I'm like bringing up on. and we still have a great offensive line. We still have Kevin Harris in the backfield, make plays. So it's going to take a lot of determination, coaching, consistency to win these football games now, because now winning 6 games is really like a lot.
All right, caller. Hey, man, thanks for calling the show, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I have to say about that. So Gamecock fans, let's not panic. Let's go with what, Shane Beamer said, like in his presser about this, because we have basically 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks before we start the first game against Eastern Illinois.
Not even, right at 2 weeks and 6 days.
Yeah, 20 days, brother.
Start getting whoever you feel like on the roster to get the reps and start competing for that starting position, because we're going to need to get guys in there. And then once Luke Doty gets back, we're going to have to expect him to get just as healthy. So it makes every single game now, the first couple of games, so important to play, regardless if it's a Troy or an East Carolina or like an East Illinois, playing a conference opponent, so we're really going to have to step up. And now this really like let's see what Shane, can Shane Beamer be the coach? Is this the coach to rally his boys? So let's go.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling the program, man. We appreciate it. Lots of positive stuff there for the Gamecocks. Jackpot posted something on Facebook the other day that made a lot of sense. When Luke Doty was playing, he was considered the 124th ranked quarterback, according to I can't remember who he was talking about. So Luke Doty is out. I don't know if he's ranked 124th. People saying that the Gamecocks are going from a 6-win team to a 2-win team. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying yesterday. And I didn't want to come out and say it, but dude kind of struggled last year. He really, unless he's really, really, really improved a lot, the dude just wasn't that great. Okay, so let's just calm down here. The Jason Brown kid, a lot of people, after that spring game were like, my God, I'm like, look how much quicker he gets the ball out, how much better his throwing motion is. I wouldn't be scared for that guy to be back there calling the signals for us. Not one bit. Looked very confident to me.
803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. That is the number to call. Go ahead, Jackpot.
Yep. Over here looking at the YouTube comment section real quick with some good stuff here. SCU, I pinned this comment, says pigskin pizza Deutsch. Not sure what that means, but I just found it amusing.
Wait a minute now. Pigskin Pete is a friend of the program, sir.
He's a good guy. Come on now.
There's some people that were pissed at Pigskin Pete there for a bit, but
Baylor Man says I wouldn't overlook the ECU game. They typically show up and show out in these types of non-conference games at the beginning of the season, especially at home. Against who, sir? Who have they done that against in the past? I don't.
Look,
it's been years, maybe 25 years ago. It's been years since they've been worth a shit.
Yeah. Out to the phones we go. Welcome into the Rob and Kale show. Good evening.
Yes, this is Gamecock Pop.
Okay.
It's clear. Basically, I'm saying that last year half of the teams we played couldn't even stop Kevin Harris, and now we have Marshawn Lloyd with that 1-2 punch. They ain't gonna be able to stop it. And most of the defenses we're facing, they got more question marks we got. That's the point what I was making.
Okay, I just didn't understand. I appreciate that. That's a valid point.
Yes,
but
really
you had all of that, and you had all of that though, and you only won 3 games. So maybe Marshawn Lloyd's going to bring you more wins. Is that where you're going? Marshawn Lloyd. Okay,
that's right.
Preseason's always there for optimism, sir. I have no problem with that.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You can call on the show as well at 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905.
Thank you all
You
for
can call and
watching.
join the show.
By the way, and too, there's 88 people watching our stream right now. That might not seem like a lot to you. Sometimes Lou hits like almost over 200 or more, but that's like a record for us. So we really appreciate that. That's over here on the YouTube side. I kind of manage the YouTube side. Rob kind of takes care of the Facebook stuff. I can't do both, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys taking the time out of your evening to watch some stuff with
Baylor
us.
Man says about East Carolina, the wheels typically fall off once they play AAC games. That's true, and I was wondering what you think of this, Rob. Josh Pay also said in one of his podcasts last week, he was talking about the American Athletic Conference and Cincinnati, the likelihood that they go 12-0 this year and could possibly land that fourth college football playoff berth. That the American Athletic Conference is now comparable to the two lower level Power 5 conferences, and I can only assume that he's talking the ACC and the Pac-12. What do you think of that?
Well, let's before we go with that, let's talk to our caller who's on with us now. Caller, welcome into the show. Hello,
What's up,
caller.
man? This is Clemson Tiger fan.
What's going on, brother? What you got for the program?
Nothing much. I was just calling on here. Old TikTok Chess Hall in the comments. I got a quick question for you, Cal. If you had to choose between having an all-time record, like you had the all-time record against a team, or 2 natties in the last 5 seasons of being on top of college football, which would you choose? And what do you think most Georgia fans would choose? Because it's been 40 years since they've won a natty.
Well, they don't make trophies for leading somebody in the overall series, so I would have to say I'd take the natties.
I think I would too. And also, when's the do you think it matters? Like probably half of these people in here have never even seen maybe 4 Georgia Clemson games their whole lifetime. Like I've only seen 2, 2013 and 2014 when we beat them in the Valley when they had the better team. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think an all-time record really matters to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'll take my 2 natties over some all-time record, which is what I always hear the Georgia fans talking about. That's what they always come with. That doesn't. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that.
No, it's not. That's a weak argument they bring at you because they know that right now you guys are probably just a little bit ahead of them. So I mean, that's they're like backs into a corner and they're coming out punching, and that's what they come out punching with. That's what they got in their arsenal right now. It's the only thing they can use. And I mean, that's just
and it doesn't mean much, not to me at least. So.
Well, George, you have to when that's all that you got, that's what you roll with. So there's not much you can say about it. I mean, I've most Georgia fans are smart to the fact that the 42 wins that they have, a lot of them came before 1979, basically. Yeah. Other than that, it's been a pretty much a series that has been pretty much even. Now, Georgia's had a lot of better teams than that, and it's you can't reason with some of them, but if they really sit down and they're really honest, I think they would want the national titles. But if not, I mean, I can't help them. I'd rather have 2 national titles, and then you can sit there and you guys can have your circle jerk about, but we beat you 26 times from 1942 to 1976. Great, good for you. Let me look at my national titles. We won 2 out of the past 5. When's your last national title? Oh, can we see that in HD? Oh, we can't. Oh, okay. Well, good luck with all that.
I guess I could be kind of a hypocrite because I'm going to sit there and bring up the record against Carolina all day long. But then if you look at that also in the last 10 years, we're kind of even with their 5-win streak and our 6-win.
Well, in the past, past 20 years, it's almost an even series with South Carolina. It's not like Clemson's light years ahead of South Carolina in the past 20 years. They're not. The 5 years that they beat Clemson, Clemson didn't have the athletes to play with them. Taj Boyd's freshman year, we looked like a fucking AAC team.
Yeah,
when the Carolina team came off the bus, we looked like a bunch of bitches compared to them. And that's just real. And Dabo Swinney had to fix it.
Well, to that point,
I agree. I think one or two. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
South Carolina beat during that run were good Clemson teams.
I think.
Look, a couple of them you had the issue. You had better secondary, better defensive line, and Connor Shaw can to this day. If you're a Clemson fan, your respect for Connor Shaw should be off the chart because the motherfucker never lost. I mean, that was just the way that it was. It could be damn 3rd and 18, he'd convert. Oh, it's 3rd and 5. I'm not going to throw it. I'll just fucking run over your linebacker and get a first down. That guy, if you're a Clemson fan, there's a healthy amount of hate that you just have for that guy because he was just great. Now, South Carolina's got to get players like that now if they want to reclaim some spots back in that rivalry.
Yeah, that was the problem, I think, with Carolina is because when they had the Clownies and the Swearengers and the Lattimores, those were all in-state guys. If I'm right, I think I'm right. And that's when their in-state recruiting was really, really good. And our in-state talent was really good. And now the in-state talent hasn't really been what it was those couple of years. So I think that hurt them a good bit as well.
That's true too, buddy. Yep, you're right about that. What else you got for the show, man?
That's about it. I guess old Georgia fans, TikTok, old Chestall, man, you're going to need counseling. I just want you to remember a couple of these names. Trenton Simpson, Brian Brzee, Miles Murphy, and let's say Tyler Davis. So
there you go.
Good luck with that.
All right, man. Thanks for calling the show. We appreciate it. 803-470-2905 if you want to join the show.
Let me address this one real quick. Curtis Shaw, a couple minutes ago, he came with this one. I had to pin it so I wouldn't forget about it. The only reason Kevin Harris was so good last year and ran for so many yards is because the team was getting beat by roughly 30 points, and no team up by that much is going to play to stop the run. Come on, man. South Carolina lost one game by more than 30. They lost to Texas A&M, 48-3, and he didn't do shit against Texas A&M. So, and I don't know. And then a few comments later, he said, "I knew that would get them riled up." No, you meant that. I mean, you meant every word of that. That's just dumb, sir. Come, get your head right. Comment. Don't be dumb.
All right, next caller. What do you got for the show?
What's up, guys? Beg and Megan.
Beg and Megan, please enlighten us with some knowledge this evening, sir.
Well, I will make a really obvious point that surprisingly you seem to be missing on that whole argument about the national championships or the record versus Clemson and Georgia, head to head. Sure. The reason Georgia fans are bringing it up is because the game on September 4th is between Clemson and Georgia. It's not a national championship game. Obviously, they're going to trash talk the record. That's what this game is. That's just got nothing to do with the national title. I mean, am I missing something there?
Okay. If that's, are you saying that the all-time record that matters then just for that game, or are we talking about where the programs are?
Yeah, no, but Georgia fans are going to trash talk that record because that's what this game is. It's not the national title game. I fail to see what Clemson Tiger was talking about. I mean, I would be personally, that record really is embarrassing, particularly losing to Mark effing Rick by 24 points the last time Dabo squared off against him.
I know. Are we really going to mock Mark Rick? Come on now. Mark Rick is a man of God. Why would you mock Mark Rick, sir?
Hey, he's a great guy, but I can separate that and his coaching skills. Okay. Hey, I do have a question for you, and I'm not being an ass at all. I really don't know the answer to this question.
Sure. Yeah.
How has Shipley been looking so far in camp? What's the reports on him?
Well, with Shipley, we've heard several different things. The offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, says that he's going to be on the field and he's going to, he said, even when he doesn't know what's going on, he still makes plays. I kind of didn't, I guess that means that he has the athletic capability to just get out there and make plays. When they, media folks, we got a chance to talk to Lynn J. Dixon, the guy that is in line to be the starter. And he said that they asked him who the fastest guy on the team was. And he said that Shipley was definitely in the top 3 or 4. And,
Really?
kind of laughing about it. Yeah, he said that he's one of the fastest guys on the team. I think that building somebody up like that as a freshman is just kind of asking too much, in my opinion. But, we'll see. He may go out there and play great. It's just, he's that combo kind of back that all the teams seem to be loving right now. So,
yeah. Hey, I will make one point, and I commented to Crackpipe on one of his videos about the injury situation at South Carolina, and George has been right there with him through the years. But you always, you knock Georgia for having all this talent and never winning a national title, and I'm not. I don't disagree, but I'm telling you right now, if you really go back and look at the crucial games we played for the longest stretch now, how many of those 5-stars are on the field? I mean, we find a way to keep those 5-stars off the field, whether it's Todd Gurley signing jerseys or AJ Green doing the same thing or somebody having mental issues. I mean, it is uncanny the way the streak we have of not having those guys on the field at crucial games, crucial moments, whether it's, Pickens being out for 4 or 5 games, and now obviously, probably the entire year. I mean, the list it's unbelievable. So just keep that in mind. I know that sounds like
let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be a dickhead here, but do you think that Georgia's snake bit, or do you think that all of that stuff comes together and everybody has to deal with it? And it just comes in bunches for Georgia?
Well, I will say this. The one season that did not happen to us as far as those huge injuries was 2017, and look how close we came. That was the one year that we just didn't seem to be as snake bit with stupid things keeping those guys off the field, and we were one play away.
Hey, I've got one more thing for you. You were talking about that teams can, if you're playing each other head to head, then you can bring up the all-time matchup, right? And you're cool with that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so when you guys play Pittsburgh, you've played them 4 times and never beaten them. So when Georgia plays Pittsburgh, I don't want to hear your mouths. Pittsburgh owns your ass forever. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how preposterous that sounds when you bring it from that perspective?
I mean, it's a Pittsburgh September.
But I'm just saying, when you play them, you've never beaten them. Ever. In the entire time of football history, you have never beaten the Pitt Panthers. A lowly team from the ACC that you mock, sir. You've never beat them. It's just perspective. That's all that I'm saying. It's just perspective.
Yes, certainly context wouldn't come into play here. When Georgia and Clemson have more than a 65-game sample size, and Pittsburgh's got a 4. But you know what?
0.
If I was a Pittsburgh fan and we were playing Georgia on September 4th, yeah, it's trash talk season. I'm going to say, hey, we're 4-0 against you. I'm not going to bring up national. I mean, it just doesn't matter for that particular game. So
all right, man. Hey,
on September 4th, Georgia is playing Clemson. It's not a national title game. That's why they're doing that. So,
well, that's true. So, anyway, that's a valid point, sir.
Hey, guys, I got personal issues. I got to run.
Thanks for calling the show.
All right.
Go handle that.
Jonathan says, like me for backup. Yeah, like Clipboard Jesus still pisses off Gamecock fans. Yeah.
What's that?
God, that guy was crazy. Clipboard Jesus, Charlie Whitehurst. You know Charlie Whitehurst.
God.
Yeah, you say Charlie Whitehurst, Jackpot automatically says, fuck him. All right, here we go. Back out to the phones. The phones are hot tonight. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. Good evening. All right, turn down your thing and talk.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, my bad. I'm back, boys. This is Clemson Tiger fan in response to the UGA fan that's calling.
Yeah.
The reason I brought it up, it doesn't matter. Like, when's the last time we played Georgia other than 2013 and 2014? 2003. I was
okay.
like 4 then. Most fans were very young then. You know, some of them might have seen a few more before that. It's like we're in a totally different place than when we last played them. Even if you don't want to count 2013 and 2014 especially, we're in a totally different place. If we had played them several times and they would have beat us in 2016, 2017, 2018, yeah, okay, all-time record, you can rub it in our face a little bit. This is the last time we played was in 2013 and 2014. Then after that, it was 2003. We played 3 times, 4 times in 20 years. That's why it matters, because we've won more natties than we've played in the last decade. We've won just as many natties as we have played in the last decade, twice. That's where I'm coming from.
All right. Well, and but Begging Megan can be an asshole, but he does have a valid point in that it's trash talking season. And he did say if Pitt plays Georgia, the Pitt fans can say you never beat us. Ta-da!
That's what I'll say. It is trash talking season, so I am disregarding their only form of trash talk they have against Clemson, because that's the only thing they come up with. Because I can say beat Carolina at home when you're a 24.5-point underdog. Beat Texas. All we have to do to win the game is put in the backup quarterback, and we'll beat them like we're an Alabama backup quarterback in an SEC championship game or a natty game. So that's the trash talk. The only trash talk they have against us is now destroyed, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
all right, Carl. Let's let somebody else get in here, man. We appreciate it, though. All right.
Yeah. See you, man.
All right, there you go.
Says, "Hey, Jackpot, I want to ask y'all a question. Ask away. I'll watch the conversations."
Wait. Yeah, that's funny. I want to ask y'all. Sorry. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. That is the number to dial. We hit triple digits on our viewers there, Jackpot.
All right.
It's not even the regular season yet.
I think the most I ever seen on here before was like a little bit over 50. And it's got, goddamn, we just doubled it all of a sudden. Goddamn,
exactly. As we hit triple digits. Imagine that. So you are welcome to call the show at 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. That is the number to dial if you would like to join us on the Rob and Kale show this evening. And here's our next caller. Good evening. Welcome to the Rob and Kale show.
Hey, what's up?
Hey man, what you got for the show?
So I have a quick question. I just want to put this out there because a lot of my friends are arguing about this, and they're Carolina fans, and one of them said this thing in the chat. Okay, so he claims that the reason why Carolina's offense was so bad last year is he believes the offense didn't respect him, and they believe that he wasn't their guy.
Who are we talking about, sir? Colin Hill?
Pronouns, pal.
Okay, so my friends are arguing right now, and I'm hoping you two can settle this, because they're arguing about the QB for South Carolina. They believe that the reason the offense was so bad was because the offense
because of Colin Hill. Yeah, I've said on this program that the comrade was a better quarterback than Colin Hill. Colin Hill was absolutely terrible. So if the comrade could be out there throwing balls around and doing better than Colin Hill, that tells you what I think of Colin Hill. I can understand why it would be hard to respect a guy when you think that Helinski, who was a guy that threw for over 300 yards against Alabama, is being made sit on the bench. But you have to look at it from this perspective. That is under the Will Muschamp regime, and Will Muschamp is gone. There you go. That's the only way you can explain it. Because only a dumb fuck like Will Muschamp, who is quite possibly one of the worst head coaching hires in South Carolina history, especially when he left.
That's the worst.
He's worse. He's absolutely worse. He is a complete shithead and had no business being there. And he fucked the program over. The best thing to do is just move on now. Colin Hill's not there. I mean, just from the outside looking in, we're going to bring in a guy that has 2 surgically repaired knees and left Colorado State to come here. And we're going to bench a guy that threw for 300 yards against Alabama. Get the fuck out of here. On what level of sanity is that? That is Will Muschamp. Remember, there were people that loved Will Muschamp, though, and said that he needed plenty of time here. Just remember that.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I can't believe that crap. Just to begin with, whenever he got that 10-win season.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. Well,
Cody Branch says that Ryan was rattled as fuck at Tennessee.
Appreciate it, caller. All right, there you go. 803-470-2905.
The first drive of the game, Ryan hit Shi Smith with like an 85-yard touchdown there at Tennessee. I don't know how rattled he was.
Mm-hmm.
He was hurt too. He played with a fucked up damn. His fucking arm was hurt all year, wasn't it? That year.
Who's that?
Ryan Alinsky. What was his shoulder was fucked up?
Yeah, he fucked up his shoulder, I think, in the Mizzou game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Or whatever game it was. But I mean,
that was the game where he tried to throw a touchdown pass to himself. Curtis Scholl said, "Is Bentley still playing football somewhere?" Yes, he's playing at South Alabama, and he's probably going to go 4-0 for his career against Tennessee this year. Also, I don't know if the Death Valley passing records that he set back in 2018 will ever be broken by a visiting player. Hopefully not, for your sake. Thank you very much.
Shane Beamer says, anyone saw one of the NFL Hall of Famers said Jake Bentley suck and shouldn't play football? I don't know. I heard on some podcasts that Bentley was going to be a first-round pick. I don't know. I could be mistaken. Just saying.
I saw that shit. I think that was Photoshopped. I mean, I can't just see anybody just being someone of that stature, a retired NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver, just being a blatant fucking asshole towards a kid. Oh, come on.
Yeah. Us fans had no damn chance in the Muschamp fuckery hire.
I've gotten a Venmo and a PayPal so far during this show for the Pick'em Challenge.
Undercover Boss says he is in the mix. Thank you, Undercover Boss. You should be entering the Pick'em contest. The Callaway's Pick'em contest.
I think it's cool when I get a Venmo and we hear that little cash register. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Yeah. Anyway, Jackpot holds on to the money. It's just going to be fun.
SCU says, I hope Miami beats Alabama, but I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see it either, but I don't see Alabama covering that large number. Not with a brand new offense. I just don't.
Well, we'll have plenty of times to talk about our picks before then. Jackpot, is there? I was going to ask you this, man. Is there a game that you look at and it's like, man, that team? You don't think that team's going to win, but man, you'd really love to see the upset. Is there a week 1 matchup that you like that you're like,
that I'd like to see the upset?
Yeah, that you'd like to see an upset. Is there one that you're looking at, you're like, man, it'd be great if this team upset that team?
Yeah. Florida Atlantic at Florida.
Yeah.
What would that not be fucking embarrassing as fuck if Dan Mullen goes out there and lays a big ass turd burger against Willie Taggart in Gainesville on September the 4th? Would that not be fucking magnificent?
Yeah. And if I were at Florida Atlantic, I would have all my stuff out. Come to the school in Florida that doesn't lose to Dan Mullen.
I mean, it's very feasible. I mean, everybody's picking this to be a blowout. I mean, Florida's got, that they're introducing all these new players into all these new roles. They look like absolute horse shit the last time out, and everybody's like, what? They're like, Florida just dialed it in that game. But, well, no shit. That's your 2021 roster that you played that Oklahoma game with. So,
Joseph Hall says, I'm sorry, Jackpot, go ahead.
We don't have a lot of them in here. So, yeah.
Joseph Hall, I don't know if he's relation or not, says Jackpot Jr. is in, but I know if I could trust Jackpot with my money. I will not sit idly by, sir, and let you mock Jackpot Sr. That's not nice.
I have so much integrity. It's not even funny. You can trust me.
Here's the deal. If you send me Jackpot Jr.'s money, I'm gonna go buy fucking something with it and then send him pictures. Look what I spent your money on. As Jackpot Senior covers his head. All right, 803-470-2905 if you want to join us here on the program. Last call for calls this evening here on the Rob and Kale Show. Wednesday night, we'll know more about.
I was watching not a replay. I was watching it on YouTube last night when I was falling asleep. I went back and was watching the Coastal Carolina versus Kansas game from last year. I don't know why. I just wanted to see if that defensive back kid, the one that ran off from us, to see if he did anything in that game. But I didn't even see him on the field. But damn, man, they absolutely manhandled them. And they play. I think it's like week 2 in Conway. Do you think they're going to be headed for a double-digit win season again this year, or you think they're kind of the hunted this year and they kind of get brought back down to reality a little bit?
Well, it's that conference, the Sun Belt's tough. I mean, you've got Louisiana in there, and we were talking about teams that you hope could get an upset. Wouldn't it be great if Louisiana went in and beat that Texas ass week 1?
Yeah, that's viable also.
That would be
definitely more viable than Florida Atlantic being Florida.
Right. I just I think that I'm trying to see if there's an odds on that, but let's see here. If they got some odds on that right now, I'm pulling it up as we go here. Yeah, something like that. But Louisiana going in to play Texas, Louisiana Lafayette. It started out at 16.5, and it's down to 9.5. Jackpot.
It was at 16.5.
That's what it opened up at, according to VegasInsiders.com. It opened up at 16.5. Now it's down to 9.5.
Yeah, that's crazy. That'd have been
Mr.
all over
Boogie
that.
says Louisiana is beating Texas. I'd like to see that.
What do you think about? I don't know if I asked you about this or not. Do you think the line on that? I haven't even looked at it. The line on that Notre Dame Florida State game is going to come down.
Well, let's see here. I'm going to look at it here. We're talking about the week 1 game.
I think they're going to be a little more fired up. I don't
think a lot of those guys. All right, so it started at 9.5, and now it's down to 8. I'd like to think that they get fired up for this, but Bowden's last year coaching, what was that? I mean, a lot of these kids were like
9.
Okay, so in theory, a lot of these kids, the last year he coached, they were like 7 or 8, maybe 8 or 9 or whatever. So a lot of them may not even really know who the hell Bobby Bowden is. Well, and I know that sounds silly, but still, I mean, they're kids, man. I don't think that'll rile them up a little bit. I could be under the impression that maybe Notre Dame isn't that good.
They wouldn't be there, I mean.
Yeah, Bobby Bowden took over Florida State when it was actually a girls' school. They really were a girls' school, and he led them to some football glory. So,
Burt Reynolds played there.
Of course he did. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, 803-470-2905.
SEU said, "Where's Blake Mitchell now?" He works for Amazon, I think.
Pumping gas.
Amazon? No, I didn't say Amoco. I said Amazon.
Oh, I thought you were just saying he worked at Amazon like you were mocking. I was like, maybe he's pumping gas. I don't know. By the way, quick note for you Gamecock fans. I've talked to several of my folks that cover the Carolina Panthers, and man, they are high as hell on J.C. Horn up there. They, the one guy said, we're going to look back at J.C. Horn and realize, man, he wasn't, he didn't have the talent on the field that he's showing in the NFL. Apparently, he is kicking some serious ass in practice up there, and just playing some pretty good football there for the Panthers. So,
Yeah,
a little note on
good,
that.
man.
I'm
You
four
didn't
different guys tell me about him. So
you didn't really notice how good he was at South Carolina. He wasn't making a lot of tackles. He wasn't breaking up a lot of passes. He wasn't making a lot of interceptions. I mean, he was just blanketing guys. I mean, nobody threw to his side of the field. And that's why everybody's he never gets any interceptions. Yeah, that's because everybody stays away from his ass.
You know who else they said the same shit about? Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Oh, Stephon Gilmore they didn't throw the fucking ball at him. That's why that's the ultimate sign of respect. I am not going to throw the ball to whatever side you line up on. I'm going to tell my quarterback to check down from going to, the left side to the right side because you're on the left. That's God damn. Anyway.
I just want to throw this out there real quick because I got thinking about it before we get out of here tonight. The little post you had put up on Facebook today, that your brother said that he thought you looked like Arn Anderson.
Yeah, I was implying that my mom was a whore. Thanks, brother.
What's that?
He was implying my mom was a whore and was running around down there during the Mid-South days as a ring rat. She's a whore.
But I threw a picture up there and I said, obviously your brother doesn't know who this is because you're actually more of a dead ringer for Ole Anderson than you are for Arn Anderson. I mean, most people, these young folks, they don't know who Ole Anderson is, but I mean, he was a real dick, and he could have been I could see him as a football coach. Now, he wouldn't have a lot of people playing for his ass because he was just hateful as hell. But he gave some pretty good promos, some pretty good interviews up there when Arn was younger, and he was kind of carrying him in those interviews. And, it was something like, you're going to get in the ring with the Anderson brothers. You're going to come out with either a broken arm, a broken leg, maybe a couple of teeth knocked out. It really doesn't matter. We're just that damn good. You don't believe us? Come try us. We'll show you just how damn good we are. And he backed it up, too. You remember when they tried to turn him into a good guy when Lex Luthor joined the Four Horsemen? Yeah, that was a damn joke. Wasn't nobody going to cheer for him?
No, he's got to be a dickhead. Ole Anderson had to be a dickhead because that fit him. I mean, it's just the way that even when Arn had like a run where he was kind of a face, it was like, no, I'm not really buying that. Not really buying that. By the way, Jackpot, the wife and I watched the first episode of Heels tonight on Stars, the old wrestling show they've got.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually pretty good. It was good enough that the wife said she'd watch another episode with me. My wife's got 2 degrees, man. If we can get her to watch something on TV, in her mind, we should just turn the TV off and everybody should read books all day. But if she agreed to watch it, then it's well written, and it was pretty easy to sit through. Good stuff.
Curtis Shaw says Baylor only favored by 10 against Texas State. Is Baylor that bad now? No, Texas State's just that damn. They're just that damn good.
Yeah, it's all about
Baylor
Texas
sucks.
State.
Baylor fell apart when Matt Rule left. Baylor went to shit.
Baylor went to shit. Well,
what's that coach? What's his name? Dave Aranda.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He was the defensive.
Was he at Temple?
What's that?
Wasn't he at Temple?
No, he was the DC for LSU the year they won Patty a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah,
everybody thought he was the next great head coaching hire, and he was absolutely horrible last year.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to find another matchup that I think would be fun. If
Johnny Red Dot says Tony too cool. You were friends with Paul Jones, the Paul Jones from Mid Atlantic Wrestling.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Jimmy Valiant. The Barbarian is going to take care of you, and Superstar Billy is going to take care of you too. Let me tell you something else.
Damn it!
Awesome.
That is awesome. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll be back at it on Wednesday. We appreciate you guys. We were
Colonel
double digit.
Wooderson says Jackpot needs to make a video eating a mess of beans sopped up with white breath.
What is
Yes, white
what the hell
breath.
is that?
No, I'm not
No?
doing that.
I'm not gonna do that. His Jackpot's food video. You were at Powell's today, right? Was that the name of the place?
Yes, pals.
I was watching that video and it made my wife and I want to get hot dogs. So thanks for that, Jackpot.
Sure, that was chili. It was just a bun with chili in it. It's called a chili bun.
Oh, there was no hot dog in it. It was just chili. That's it.
Yeah, just a chili
Oh,
bun.
okay. Well, I misunderstood. I thought it was
Man
actual hot dog.
says BU will be a lot better this season. Brewers finally gone, and hopefully the O line improves. Did you pick up the quarterback that was at Oregon? Is that who is your quarterback now? Austin something or other? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't keep all these kids straight myself.
Well, they get issues and they want to transfer every day. Hey, brother.
It's dad and mom.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know.
Oh,
They, you
mom's
know
over
what
there,
they
buddy.
don't know? They don't know shit about fuck.
Exactly. Blake says he thought it was a hot dog in it too.
No, I can
So-
confirm there was no weenie in there. It was just
Kale
chili.
knows when there's weenie and when there's not.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, there was that and a little light layer of mustard.
SCU says I did too. Swear I saw a weenie. Okay, maybe SCU knows all about the weenie.
Fuck.
Well, apparently we don't know anything. All right, guys. Wednesday night we'll be back at it again. Thanks so much for joining us here this evening, and you guys are awesome. We'll talk to you later on.